Hi, this is Ferre and Steven Swenson, and this is another Property Deal of the Week video for TaxSaleSupport.com. And this is going to be for the week of July 21st to July 24th, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, we try to put these videos out to kind of give our followers an idea of upcoming auctions, show them possible deals that they could participate in and bid in, at these upcoming sales.
Yeah, which, the sale we're going to look at here is actually a tax deed auction. It's an online tax deed auction that's occurring in Florida. And Florida's a unique state. We've mentioned it before. They are a state that has both tax liens and tax deeds. Tax liens are sold with a 2-year redemption period attached to them. If that expires, then what you do is fill out a form. What is it called?
Deed application.
A deed application. Sorry, you fill out a deed application at that point, which prompts the county to include the property in a tax deed sale, in which they use the proceeds to pay off the taxes owed.
Yeah. So when you're buying tax deeds, Florida tax deeds, you're actually buying the property. Now, one thing to add is that even with the coronavirus, most of the online auctions in Florida are taking place as normal.
Yeah, they pretty well have gone on unimpeded, and that's the case here for the properties that we're going to look at here in Palm Beach County. This is actually for a sale that's coming up on August 19th. And so they have quite a few properties that are available here. In fact, I think there's over 60 that are still available for the auction, so we'll see. But to get an idea of what some of them are, found some interesting stuff that we can take a look at. This one right here started off at just $18,000, and as I started looking at it, it is basically an old gas station, and one of the things that struck me about it was that in 2016 it had a warranty deed and it had been purchased for $950,000.
Yeah. Well, you can see the value there. As far as showing it's worth $759,000, but a ton of that value is really within the land. That land has a ton of value. So of course you could use the gas station or make it into something like a convenience store. But also with that big of a property, with that much land, really there's a lot of different things you could do with it. With that size of property. Yeah,
it does. It seems like it has a lot of possibilities because the land is so valuable. I mean, they're really only assigning $38,000 to the improvement value, on the property.
Yeah, well, something like a McDonald's or something like that might decide that's a great location to have a restaurant, and it looks like to me it has the size to be able to do it. Yeah, it's also in an area that's well developed and has plenty of opportunity. There's also a lot of homes and stuff, in this list. An example would be kind of like this house here. Yeah, it looks like it has an opening bid starting at just under $20,000 at $19,282, and looks like it's a really good home. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just over 2,000 square feet, with a really good estimate and really good rent value as well.
Yeah, anytime we see properties that are starting off with good low opening bid amounts, I mean, if it's under 10%, then that's great. And these properties all look really attractive here in terms of their value and what they were opening up at.
One quick thing to add is even in looking at that, the photo to the right, we can see that this home is actually the cheapest and smallest home on the street. So a lot of the other homes are valued, upwards of $500,000. And so that actually helps it where you're actually the small home on the street in a more expensive neighborhood.
Yeah, it makes it, a great investment. Just basically adds to the value of the property in a lot of ways. And there's also a lot of condos on this list. I found a number of different condos, but they're nice. And the condos we've found range anywhere from $5,000 opening bid, some of them even a little bit less, up to $10,000 and beyond. This one opens up a little under $10,000.
Yeah, another great property coming up. And one thing about Florida tax deed auctions, the online auctions have been pretty competitive, in the past, especially over the last year. But one thing we've seen is properties getting picked up at a lot better prices over the last couple of months in these Florida online auctions than we've seen in years past.
Yeah, it's true. It's a really good time to be in there buying properties here. They also are selling fairly well, and the value on them is pretty solid with all of these properties. And we can see that we've got plenty of comps that you can work off of. And what's nice about comps when you're dealing with something like a condo is comps are really easy with condos because you've got units that are exactly like it, that have sold, most likely recently.
Yeah, well, and it's nice that there's, a bunch of different condos within this particular list, because with these tax deed auctions, you're probably going to have to bid on several properties to get a property at the price that you want, because some properties will sell for more than you want to spend. And so, usually when we're buying properties in Florida, we're going to need to bid on several properties before we can get one at the price that we want.
Yeah, it's true. And we also never know exactly what is going to end up still being there on the day of the sale. You're always going to have last-minute redemptions with properties, and so you've got to be prepared to bid on a lot of stuff. I also found a couple of, anomalies. This one was kind of weird, I thought, because the properties didn't really have necessarily a high value. In fact, I should have attached more of the information, but it's one of the only cases I've seen where you have one lot that has multiple homes on it.
Yeah, most likely it was all done by one person. Maybe they were family, rentals. We could go back within the history and find out a little bit more. But, talking about buying a property where you've automatically got 4 rental properties at once.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Even if the value isn't that high, say it's opening bid of $40,000, let's say, get it for $50 just on chance. But even if each one of those properties is renting out for, $700, $800, $1,000, $1,200 a month, you could pay off that debt within a matter of a few years by the rental income that comes in.
Yeah, they would be a great cash cow, in terms of their ability to each bring in, monthly revenue and for it to be a decent amount.
Well, and one thing you could also possibly do with this type of property is end up subdividing it where each one is its own lot and you're selling the properties individually. Yeah,
which is another way that you would also make a lot of profit on it as well, because the value is, artificially low because it's, because everything's kind of combined.
In fact, that's probably what will happen if it does get purchased, or if the bidding gets aggressive, and it ends up selling for quite a bit. It's most likely because somebody knows that they're going to be able to go in there, subdivide these, and sell these for, $70,000 a pop or whatever the dollar figure is.
Yeah, tons of opportunity there in that one. And there's also not just regular condos, but nice high-end condos. Kind of like this one that that we found that was a couple bedroom, couple bath, but right there on on the water, and that had some photos, and the values were pretty competitive there. Between $330 to $370 for them at full value.
Yeah, well, when there's that type of value within one of these properties, that's where you could bid it up to 50% and still be profitable.
Oh yeah.
Let's say that you paid $100 or even $150,000 for this property. There's $150,000-$200,000 plus worth of profitability. So even after coming and doing quiet title, doing any type of fix up or whatever needs to be done, there's still so much profitability. And the one thing about condos is there's only so much damage that can take place.
Yeah, it's true. You don't have to worry about some of the same issues that you might have with homes that are just on their own.
Yeah, now one thing to comment about condos is it's good to call the condo association before you buy the property, just to kind of fill them out. Sometimes condo associations can be a real pain to work with. And if they're going to be a pain about trying to get old dues or something like that, it may be a property you want to avoid. So what we usually do is fill them out beforehand.
Yeah, which a lot of times you can call them and just kind of find out what's going on here with the property, or find out what the dues are and things like that.
Yeah, we're real upfront with them, explain that we're looking to buy the property, would like to, just kind of explain what we're looking to do and get a feel from them about, what the dues are and how they're going to handle that.
So again, these are just some of the final details here on it. This is a sale that's coming up here on August 19th. It's going to be held through Grant Street Group, and has a lot of properties there, a mix of homes, condos, and even commercial properties.
Yeah, a lot of good opportunities, and this isn't the only county that has auctions. There's a ton of auctions taking place, and and you know, a lot of opportunity out there.
Yeah, tons of it. A lot of good stuff happening here, happening this summer. So these will be sales to keep an eye out on. If you like this information and more information like this, you should join our membership program where you can get not only your tax sale lists, but also your training as well.
Yeah, exactly. We have, you know, all of our list available. We have our weekly webinars. Really, as far as the value, it's the best value in tax sale education. And we also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe or hit the like button if you like the video.
Thanks again.